Meet everyone. I just wanted to do a video today because I got a comment on another video that I did, and I'll post a link to that, saying that I was an amateur and I was just playing with After Effects to try to get these things that happen in the video, and they happen naturally. And to that, I just want to say, how lame are you that you have to put down other people to make yourself feel better? How sad are you that you have never had experience that happened while you were doing magic that just really let you know that it's real? I mean, it just makes me sad. Okay, in speaking for that video, if you've seen it, these were things that were, actually going on while I was filming. I didn't use anything. I don't even have After Effects. I have Movie Maker and I have Photoshop. And the only thing I use Photoshop for is drawing my frames for Spider and Friends, my other channel. So, I don't have After Effects. I've never used After Effects. But anyway, itchy. There were things that happened while I was watching in the viewing screen of the camera. The acorn falling, hitting the roof, rolling, and then hitting again was really loud. I mean, it was loud enough to kind of startle me. The glow from the book, I could actually see it in the viewing screen while I was taping, and I tried, moving it and doing several things to kind of get it to go away, like, how sometimes you'll pick up kind of a glare or something. I tried doing that and it didn't go away, so I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I could see through my hand, and so I pointed it out in the video. And then that leaf falling, I tracked it down. So, I really do find it very sad that nothing has happened in this person's practice that was so magical at the time that they feel like because that happened to me, I'm using a video editor to make it happen. I hope I'm making myself clear. Well, so I just wanted to talk about a few things that have happened in my magical life that have just been kind of unexplainable. Because, this is not the first time that something's happened. It is one of the first times I've caught it on film. It's not the first time I've caught some strange things on film. Okay, the first thing that ever happened was actually during my first spell. I was doing a divination spell to kind of find out who my future husband would be. I know, it sounds silly, but I was like 15. So, and a friend of mine was over, and she wanted to see. So I set up this elaborate candle ritual and all this stuff, and I started doing the thing, and I lit my center candle and asked for a vision of my future husband. And the flame leapt up and took the form of a face. And it scared my friend to death. She freaked out. After the spell was over, I was stuffed everywhere there was candle wax was like flown across the room. There was salt everywhere. Um, just an amazing amount of energy had knocked stuff across the room, and she was terrified. She really was, and she kind of redoubled her efforts to save me because she was a Christian. And that's how I ended up going to her church for the lock-in, where I met my first lover. So, and that's the story that you can watch on Spider and Friends. I didn't put that part in because it's a little fantastical, and I'm trying to leave out some of the fantastical and just tell a story that everyone can relate to, because if you put something like that in there, it seems crazy. I don't know. It seems like you're making it into a fantasy or, a story of magic, and I wasn't going for that, and it doesn't sound like something that would actually happen in the real world, so I didn't put it. But it really did happen. Okay. Another kind of image phenomenon that I've gotten, and I'm not going to put this on there because they're personal pictures. When I was in labor with Kitty, went to the hospital, and my mom was taking pictures. Now, she used one camera throughout the entire thing. In all the pictures leading up to the birth, there's this red light across the top. Just vivid red. It's in every picture. It moves around. It's not in the same place in every picture. And then after the birth, there was no more red light in the pictures. But there was kind of this, I don't know, it doesn't show up in the pictures. This is just something that I saw, and I don't usually see auras or anything, but when I held Kitty for the first time, there was just this kind of red light kind of around her head. And then until she was about 6 or 7, her favorite color was red. And then it became pink, and now it's turquoise. But, it's just one of those kind of weird things. The first thing that came to mind when I looked at her for the very first time was there's just kind of this red glow about her. I have notes because I was trying to remember all the weird things that have happened in my life that just don't have an explanation. The next thing I remember is I did a spell. It was really kind of a rough point in my life. We had moved away from the town that I've always lived in, and my mom was having a really hard time with it. And instead of, just being an open and honest and caring person about it, she decided to be a bitch. So, she was making my life a living hell, and I was really having a hard time with it. Now, I don't usually like to call on Demeter. I don't like Demeter at all, because she reminds me a lot of my mom. That overbearing, caring kind of energy that just, tries to take over your life. But she will chase you to the depths to save you from something that she feels is not good for you. So, I decided to actually work with Demeter to try to heal the relationship with my mom, because talking to her was really getting me nowhere. So what I did was I got a green candle and I set up my circle and I lit the green candle and I just sat there and talked to Demeter. And I told her everything that I wanted to tell my mom, but just really couldn't get through to her. And then in the end, you know, and it was really dark in the room too. I mean, the only light was from the candles, and even that wasn't very bright. I couldn't really see what was going on. Even though I was sitting right in front of the candle, it was really strange. So afterwards, I snuffed out the candles, and I got up, and I kind of left the room and just let the wax dry and let the emotions release into the universe. And then I came back to clean up. And the Demeter candle was the exact same kind of candle, bought at the exact same time as the Earth candle, and it had just wept down the sides. That's the only word I could say, because, you know, there were clean burning beeswax candles. And it was dripping everywhere. It had gone down more than any of the other candles, and it just looked like it wept tears all over the place. And it was just really strange. I think I took pictures of that, but I'm not sure where they are. The next thing is I do have pictures of, and I'm going to try to put them into this video. We had an Imbolc ritual, and usually when we have Imbolc, we make a Bridget doll and a pine cone wand, and we make Bridget a bed, and we get fresh flowers, set them around her, and we make offerings to Bridget and ask for healing in return. And then we take her outside and we place her near the woods, and then the next day we take her flowers out to her, and then we just kind of check on her periodically until an animal either because we make it out of corn husks, either an animal takes it away or it just decomposes. So we did this, and I would go check on it. And the flowers that we laid out, I mean, it was a really powerful Imbolc ritual that year. I can't remember exactly what happened or what was going on. I just remember the after effects of it, because the flowers remained fresh for a very, very long time, and the doll stayed there in place. And I kept taking pictures. I'd go out there like every few days and take another picture, just to watch the progress of this extremely slow. And I mean, the flowers weren't in water or anything. They were just on the ground near the doll, cut flowers. So it was really cool. Now the next one has got to be the most powerful bit of magic that I've ever seen, that I've ever done. This girl came to my husband one day. She had been off drugs for a little while, and she came to him and she said, you know, Bat, I'm trying to stay off drugs, I'm trying to stay clean, but this other guy who worked with them had come up to her and tried to sell her drugs. and she was freaking out because, you know, she was having a hard time with it. And she was like, you know, please, I don't even know why I'm coming to you. I just need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to help me. Whatever you can do, please do it. And he said, okay. So, I can't remember what season it was. It may have been Litha. You know, we did a Litha ritual. And then we have a period after communion that we call shout-outs. And it's just like prayers. You know, we just, you know, if like somebody's sick or somebody's having a hard time, we'll just say, you know, Lord, Lady, you know, this is a time that we want to just tell you what's going on. You know, please help my mom, or please help so-and-so to get better. You know, so-and-so is going to have surgery. Please help them make it through. Stuff like that. So I had not even heard what was going on with this girl, and my husband's like, oh, I've got one. And he tells what's going on, and he's like, I just want him to leave her alone. I want for him to be able to do no harm to this girl. So, you know, we break down the circle, we clean up, do some other things to ground the energy, and we're just going about our day, not thinking about what happened. And a couple days later, my husband goes back to work. And the guy who was trying to sell her drugs comes up to him. And he's like, I don't know why I'm talking to you about this, but I don't know, I just feel like I should tell you. But the other night, and it was the same night that we did the spell, I had bought a new scale. I had just gotten $1,000 worth of drugs, and no, $10,000 worth of new drugs. $10,000 worth of new drugs. A brand new scale. And he's like, and I don't know, something came over me, and I flushed those drugs down the toilet, and I took the scale and I threw it away. And Pat's like, really? Well, that's weird, man. So he comes home and tells me, and I'm like, wow. So this guy, like, a week later, decides to clean up his life, and he just packs up his wife and his kid, and he knows that if he stays around here, he's just going to continue to deal. So he moves away and gets a really good job. And, you know, I wish I could say that this has a happy ending, but it doesn't, because years later, he got sick, and the girl finally did go back on the drugs, but not with this guy. But at least at that moment, it was good. It had some positive effects. Yeah. And the only other time that I can remember anything really crazy happening besides in that video is I was doing a spell. Things had been really bad. I mean, it's like, you know, it was just a streak of unlucky coincidences a mile long, and when something like that's going on, you know, you just are like, what the hell? So I was starting to feel more and more like it wasn't just a run of bad luck, but that it might be something else. So I did some divination and found out that it was something else. So I just did kind of a return to sender spell. Nothing harmful, nothing, just kind of putting up a mirror so that it bounces right back to the person who's doing it, kind of instant karma. Well, we were doing it inside, which was kind of dumb because I was pretty upset, and when I get upset, I tend to blow out light bulbs, especially in the refrigerator. But, sorry, I keep moving the camera. I didn't bring my tripod out here. I've blown out so many light bulbs over the years that the only light bulbs that I ever use are compact fluorescents, which are better for most things, right? They last longer. They're supposed to last for, 5 to 10 years? We had this particular one for a little over a year. It was pretty much new. So, doing the spell, raising power, and kaboom, this light bulb blew. It was impressive. It made a loud noise. And I was like, whoa. So, these are things that happen to me. And they're crazy, and I don't expect anybody who wasn't there at the time to really believe me. But, you do or you don't. You like me or you don't. I don't care. But I will tell you this, and I did do this to this person. If you leave nasty comments on my videos, and you don't just, if you want to start a flame war, I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting. I'm a pacifist. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to answer you honestly, and then I'm going to block you. That's what I did to this person. I said I don't have After Effects, and I have been a witch because she called me an amateur. I've been a witch for 20 years. So, and then I blocked this person. Because I don't have the strength to do what I do and fight you. I don't have the energy to work and take care of my family and fight you. So I'm not going to fight you. You will upset me because I'm a very sensitive person, but I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to block you. So this person is blocked, and that's the end of it. So I would like to know, I know a lot of you have had really negative comments on your videos, and a lot of you have just wanted to give up. And I thought about that, but I just enjoy this too much. I don't get a lot of chances to make all the videos that I want to. I've got a list of videos I want to do a mile long. And I enjoy this, and I enjoy talking to you guys, and I enjoy, the positive responses that I get, and I shouldn't let one negative response just wipe out everything that is good that you guys have said to me, everything that is, wonderful, that spiderweb. Because it's so easy to let one negative thing ruin it for you. No matter how many positive responses you get, no matter how many likes, those dislikes, those haters, those trolls hurt you to the core. And they mean to. But you can't let them get to you. So, I just want to know, what have you guys done? I'd also like to know, have you ever had a really cool magical experience while doing magic? You know, leave a video response. I would love to hear you guys' response to that. And I guess that's all. So, blessed be.